Welcome back to Bulldog HQ, the hub for all things student life at Adrian College. My name is Kelsey Zoli,
I'm Chris Chiz.
and let's get started with this week's events. So, Chris, how's your week going?
My week's so far so good. Had a long weekend, relaxing, recovering, the usual.
Yeah, the weekends
Yeah.
go by so quick.
How was your weekend? Any parties?
Yeah, Saturday night was fun.
Did you go to wrestling?
I did.
Yeah. How was that?
That was fun until the cops got called, but
Oh,
it was just a little loud outside.
it happens.
But yeah, it was fun.
I keep saying on Yik Yak that whole night, like everyone was like, "Yeah, wrestling house is so much fun. Like this is it. Why don't they keep throwing?"
I know.
I'm ashamed I didn't go.
Yeah, what were you doing?
I was elsewhere on campus. Anyway,
All right. Well, shall we introduce our dog of the week? We have Connor Robb, a senior finance major, member of SAE, and former president. What brought you to Adrian, Connor?
Graduating from high school, I didn't really want to go far for college.
would you say you're glad to have gone to like a smaller school
Yeah,
rather than a huge?
100%. Yeah, I'm very glad that I'm here. I've made a lot of friends. I mean, me and Kelsey lived in the same dorm our freshman year, made a whole bunch of friends
yeah.
over.
Those are some fun times.
Yeah, they were.
It wasn't any Powell Hall, but I guess it could be cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's great. The small campus vibe is awesome. It's a lot of fun to know people when I'm walking to class, all that kind of stuff.
I feel like people don't understand how awesome it is to be a part of like a small community,
Yeah.
until you actually get here.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, oh, D3, D3 sports
Yeah.
but they don't realize. So where do you work on campus?
I work in the student life office, so I work in Anna and Dean Doney's office.
What do you usually do, I guess, day-to-day basis?
So I answer phone calls if someone calls. I sort of do busy work for them, file in the file room. Pretty much anything that they need me to do, I'm just their little assistant that helps out.
Nice little secretary job.
Yeah,
nothing wrong
exactly.
with
The
that.
secretary. That's pretty much what I am.
Nice.
Yeah. You're in SAE, as I heard. How is that going?
It's great. It's probably one of the best things that I've done here is join Greek life. Get to meet all the people that I've met and sort of grow up with them and become the person I am today. It's great.
SAE, the place to be.
Yep. Yeah.
I started that chant freshman year.
Yeah, I remember that.
So proud of you.
What?
So proud of you.
Thank you.
You're
appreciate
leaving, you're leaving that legacy behind.
Oh, yeah. That won't get forgotten for sure.
Yeah.
That'll be a thing that sticks.
Yeah.
Has to be.
So what led you to, join Greek life and kind of talk about, what you like about it? And
Yeah, I mean, coming in freshman year, I definitely saw it as like, oh, fraternities. Like, I don't want to die. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to join a fraternity. But after meeting all the guys that were there, met some of them during Welcome Week. They were a couple Welcome Week leaders, and then after that, just realized that it was like a close knit type of group that actually cared about each other and sort of wanted the best for each other. And I guess that's what attracted me. I also rushed with like 6 of my best friends that I lived in the dorms with. Sadly, 4 of them are now gone, and it's just me and one other guy left. But yeah, it's been one of the best experiences I've done here. It's been great.
I'm glad. It's unfortunate to see people leave, but it's always how it kind of works. Now, I know some people can go to other frats at other schools. Have you been able to do that?
Yeah, so I actually, a couple weekends ago, I was at Michigan State, and we stopped by. It was a little awkward timing because it was their dad's day, so it was just a whole bunch of dads and
Should have just pretended to be someone.
yeah, I guess. I mean, we just sort of walked in and like we're talking to some of the guys, and told them we were at an SAE from another school. Yeah, I don't know how it would have went if I pretended to be someone else's dad. I
Just see
I
how
think-
long you can get away with it.
Yeah, I think that would have been a little awkward if I was like, "Hey, I'm so and so's dad." I think I'm a little too young to be a college kid's dad, probably, especially because I'm in college myself.
I say, if you play it off,
Hey, I guess it might have worked. I don't know.
it's funny.
But yeah, pretty much like you can, if you say you're from the same fraternity at another school, they'll meet you, they'll let you in, they'll give you a tour, all that kind of stuff. So that's what we got while we were there. Yeah, it was great.
So how do when people are rushing, what makes someone pick, SAE over another frat, or what made you pick SAE?
Well, I mean, I think it's a little mix of both, where like the fraternity looks for certain things in a person that's rushing, and I think the person that's rushing looks for certain things. When I was rushing, it was more about finding like a group of guys that I could call family in a sense, to where it's like brothers beyond like friends, where you share sort of the same experiences and you go through the same sort of things. So you sort of have that shared friendship and shared bond already. From a fraternity's sake, I mean, everyone looks for different things. You look for people that are most likely outgoing, that want to have a conversation with people, want to do things like this, to just come on and talk about it and sort of promote it and stuff like that. But mostly it's just sort of finding that right mix. Not every fraternity is for everybody. There's been people who've come to us that we've automatically been like, hey, you might not be the best fit, but there's others out there for you.
Now, are you able to like kind of rush for multiple frats at one time?
No, once you sign the bid, so the bid process is you get recruited and then you show interest, you get a bid, and then once you sign that, you're technically for that semester, I believe, or I think it's a year after you sign the bid, you're sort of required to not join another fraternity.
Okay.
So once you pick one, it's just sort of that one. That's that. Yeah.
Is there a way you can kind of get an in with each of the frats before you decide where you want to go? Or
yeah, we have info weeks. So there's a week of events where each fraternity sort of holds their own event. So we've done stuff in the past like dodgeball. We'll rent out the turf room in the blue gym. We'll play dodgeball. Basically a time for freshmen, sophomores, anybody who wants to rush to come and sort of meet the guys and sort of get a sense of what we're like before they end up making their own decision, whether that's to rush or to not. I mean, there's been plenty of people who've come to all of them and then decided not to rush. But yeah, it's just sort of part of it. But that's all set up through the school. We each have our own allotted times for that. So, yeah.
That's great. Do you feel like Greek life has led you to, other opportunities like connecting in the job field? Or...
Yeah, 100%. I mean, even the job that I'm pursuing right now was connected through Greek life. It was a brother that was here at the college when I was a freshman and sophomore. He ended up graduating, and then early on in this year, I reached out and I was like, hey, are there any opportunities at your company, anything like that? And he led me to that, and now we're sort of figuring out what's next. Nothing confirmed, but figuring out what's next from there. I think Greek life in general has a interesting stigma around it. There's positives and there's negatives for sure. But especially with how things are here with a smaller campus, smaller sort of amount of people that are able to be in the fraternity, it's a lot different. So when you join that fraternity, it's sort of, it leads you into more things. I mean, I guarantee you I wouldn't be the person that I am today with the personal skills and the things that I've done on campus if it wasn't for Greek life. You sort of have to learn how to put yourself out there at the same time. And I mean, it's obviously not for everyone. It's not sort of a thing that's like required, or, I mean, you guys have probably had a great experience here at Adrian. You didn't do it either, but it's definitely something that you learn how to be sort of more outgoing and just sort of a person who wants to do more with it.
I feel like college in general, it's like whatever you put into it, that's what you're getting out.
Exactly. I mean,
for real.
Especially a lot of people here have said that. I mean, I've talked to people in my grade, people below me. They're like, well, the stuff you go to and the stuff you decide to do and clubs you decide to join, that's just what you're going to get out of it. If you decide to sit in your dorm and talk to your close group of friends, that's what you're going to get. But if you decide to put yourself out there, it's going to be either more fun or you're just going to get more out of it.
Yeah, and it goes by way too fast. I mean, we're all seniors here. We got to say yes to everything. We only have a month left.
Exactly. Yeah. We got 5 weeks left until graduation. Yeah, same.
Well, that's great. Thank you for sharing, your experience and everything. Do you want to add anything? Shout anybody out?
No. I mean, since we've talked...
No shout out?
No. Since we've talked about Greek life the whole time, I mean, shout out my fraternity, SAE. Yeah, all my friends that like me or know me on campus, shout out you guys. There's too many to name, I guess, but like, you know who you are, I guess.
Popular.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for having me. It was a great time.
Next, we're going to move over to our weekly dog trick. This is going to be what we're highlighting, the athletic team of the week. And this week, it is men's rugby, who finished the Notre Dame Fighting Irish Sevens tournament with a bowl championship on March 30th.
Let's go.
Do you know anything about rugby?
I, a couple of my teammates have dated rugby players, so my freshman year, I would Yeah. Freshman year, we'd go to the games, and to be honest with you, I've heard about rugby, never been to a game. That was my first one, and seeing it, I mean, when they like have to build each other up, and get up, and then I don't know what it's called, but they do like a chant. I don't
know all the terms.
Yeah.
But what I found interesting is like I've always known rugby was like 11 on 11, and then finding out this weekend they have sevens tournaments. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's a completely different game.
Yeah, I gotta shift your mindset and everything for that.
Kidding. But congrats to the rugby team.
Let's go.
We look forward to continue to watch you guys. Moving on, we're talking about the SAC game of the week, which was the men's and women's tennis on Saturday, March 12th.
Yep. Have you been to
April 12th.
April 12th.
Next week. That's my bad.
It's all right. All right. Have you been to a tennis match?
I have not. I don't think I've watched a tennis match since high school.
Yeah, I passed by the other day, and it looks like the parents were standing like outside the gate. That makes sense because there's no seating in there. Yeah.
Back in my high school, they had like the cloth that is covering so you can't get distracted by the people on the outside. I guess I understand why they do it, but I feel like for spectators, like you're not watching the game. You have to like climb on the fence. That is why I've never gone.
Yeah.
I'm also not a huge tennis guy, unless it's Wii tennis.
Oh, that's fun.
Get me in there. Get me in there.
A lot. Well, moving on to moving beyond campus, our Dogs Around Town segment highlights off-campus opportunities, including internships, jobs, and events happening in Adrian. This week, Elijah Dealca. My bad.
You're good.
Will tell us about his internship off campus.
How are you doing, Elijah?
Doing good. How are you guys?
Doing well. Tell us about your internship off campus.
So, my current one right now, I'm working at OP Mobility. It's, say, 2 minutes off from campus. It's a gas tank manufacturer for the big three. Yeah, there's just a lot of things like that, creating those gas tanks, things like that. As of right now, I am an HSC intern, so that's health, sustainability, and environmental. So I can't get into too much detail about what that entails because I'm under NDA, but yeah. So basically, like my day-to-day, what I do there is I help out with like ergonomics, which is like lifting, different things like that, because it is a factory. We have like line workers, and I basically record them and like do like analysis on them and see if we need to change like the standard work. That's one of the things I do. I work on different projects with say like recycling plastic, because it is gas tanks are plastic. Didn't know that.
I did not know
they're
that.
plastic. Yeah. So that's one of the things I do. I wish I could get into more detail about that project specifically, but I can't. Another thing too is energy. A lot with the grid, like things like how much energy we're producing for our plant and what different things we can do to reduce that energy like each month. And over time, that is not going to damage the environment per se, if you want to say it like that. Other things too, I deal with like stormwater testing. So there's like different kinds of pollutions that each facility may have like in this area, but especially with us, there could be like oil spills each month. Like we do different testings, like or not each month, but each quarter we have different testings, and I like do samples, do a variety of different things to determine that we're not harming the environment. So yeah, I have other experiences in the past too that I can get into. Like I worked for Plane Wave Instruments, which is I'd say 10 minutes from here. They're a telescope manufacturing company. Yeah, I was a quality intern there, and I write detailed work instructions for the different lines of telescope products that they have. Those telescopes mostly go out to the west to like different colleges. And yeah, another place I interned at too was last summer. I worked at Western Michigan University at the College of Engineering and Applied Sciences. I had a big research project there. I did workload characterization of phones. So in a sense, we were developing an algorithm to, you know how your phone gets hot? Like it's like really slow over time or your battery's dying. We were developing and testing an algorithm that could change, say, the settings in your phone to over time, like different things like that wouldn't happen. Like your phone wouldn't die, or your phone doesn't feel like it's boiling hot in your hands. So that's like, those are two of the things that I did. We did a poster there, and yeah, it was a cool presentation.
Well, I have an idea.
What's that?
I don't know if you could do this, but I wanted to invent something.
Okay.
where let's say my phone died, but Chris had charge on his phone. He could just put his phone next to mine and give me some of his charge. Think that's possible?
Not for a long time. It's not possible. Yeah, I don't think for a little while that'll be feasible.
Yeah.
I'd say, but yeah.
So then, are you an engineering major here?
No, I actually major in information technology and minor in cybersecurity.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So down the line, I hope to keep doing what I do at the facility that I'm at, but jobs sort of open up in like Stellantis, different things like that. I'd love to continue doing HSC. So yeah.
Have you always been interested in like technology and?
Absolutely, yes. I love building computers. I love playing video games. I like coding, like different things like that. I enjoy like technical side of things, like researching. Honestly, just like keeping busy. I like staying really busy.
Yeah.
Do you have a gaming computer back home?
I do.
And then did you build it by yourself?
I did.
I'm so
Built all of
jealous
it from
about that.
scratch, yeah.
I
That's
could look
awesome.
at that and I'd go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not my forte.
For me, it's like Legos. Like some people are like really good with cars.
that.
Yeah, people are good with like cars. Like my good friend Luke Miklos, if you're watching this, he's good with cars. It's like he's good with cars, and like I'm terrible with cars. Like I don't even know how to check the oil in my car. That's how bad I am with cars. Same with Davis Moore. But yeah, like my little like niche is building computers, like using my hands and kind of like seeing how everything goes and works within that computer. Yeah.
That's great. When did you start to realize, you wanted to major in technology or
So
your passion for it?
for me in high school, I was like really into like video games, and I was like, you know what, like, yeah, let's like try it out, I guess. I was like, what like relates to video games? And I was like, oh, coding. So actually, honestly, it's mostly from TikTok, like median salaries, like what makes more, like, yeah, computer science, but like nowadays, like that's not how it is. But it was that, and again with like video games, like I want to do something like how to like make those games, and then from there kind of inspired me to like keep going with it. I did take a short break. I did change my major. I wanted to do accounting. Absolutely hated it, and switched back. So yeah.
I've taken 2 accounting classes, and I'm so glad I never have to take them again.
Yeah, it's not for me. Definitely not for me.
I only passed because Laura was a great professor.
Laura Bearden?
Yeah.
Big shout out to Laura Bearden.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here today, Elijah.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Of course.
Moving on to our weekly update. Starting off with Monday the 7th, we have the SGA blood drive from 11 to 3:30. Gender and death penalty debate at noon, and then the Greek Week kickball at 7 p.m.
Is that what Connor was talking about?
I assume so.
That'll be fun. Well, moving on to Tuesday, the 8th, there's Bulldog Academy, what to do over summer at noon. And we have women's lacrosse for St. Mary's College at 4. And lastly, we have Greek Week, tug of war, and red light, green light.
Oh, that actually sounds like a fun day right there.
That sounds like Squid Games. Wait, is that it? Oh.
Like red light, green light. The game.
Yeah,
no,
you know what I'm
it's exactly
talking
what it is. Yeah, like it's not
No,
from Squid
never.
Ga- What?
No.
It's not just like from Squid Games.
Told you I'm.
That's like the childhood game.
Oh.
Wow, you didn't
Wait,
have
maybe
a
I do.
childhood.
Maybe I have played the game.
It's-
Explain it.
Okay, it's literally the same as the show. When someone says green light,
Are you serious?
okay, well, obviously, it's not as extreme, but if someone says green light, you start going. They say red light, you have to stop.
Okay.
And if they catch you moving, you're out.
Yeah.
It's not as extreme
Kind of like
as
Simon Says.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I don't
No, I know. I know what you're talking about.
We had very different childhoods.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Oh.
I was playing with easy bake ovens.
Cannot relate.
Yeah.
Moving on to Wednesday is the Chipotle Dine to Donate junior class, the Chemistry Club bake sale, and then continuing with our Greek week, there's a cake decorating competition, and that will be at 7 p.m.
That will be a blast. Thursday the 10th, we have Greek Week Community Plunge. And then we have chapel service at noon again, and FinCom from 4 to 6.
I wish I could provide more information on FinCom. I do not know what that is.
FinCom is when the clubs, they help generate money for the clubs, and there's a certain amount of money that each club can get for, the activities they're going to do throughout the year. Okay. So, like, for Business Club, when we created it, we had no money to start off. So we went to FinCom, we presented what we wanted to do, how to help the students, and then we were able to get some money to start up the club.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yep.
Moving on to Thursday, my apologies, to Friday, it's the Meet the Army Day. I believe they have a whole...
ROTC?
Yeah, the like obstacle course almost, or challenge.
Yep.
You signing up?
I actually will not be here. I'm going to opening day.
Wow, big fan. Opening day for
Tigers.
Oh, yeah, I'm out of the loop on baseball right now.
That's okay. Yeah, it'll be fun. But are you gonna go?
I'm not. I'm also gonna be heading home for this weekend, unfortunately. Figured I'd take some stuff home, start spring cleaning, preparing for the big move out day.
Yeah, definitely. That's fun though, and it's very hard. Yeah. We had to do it freshman year for our coach made us do it, and it's hard.
I was looking at the requirements. I think I could do everything, but I saw there's like a 2-mile run.
Yeah.
I'm retired from soccer. I don't run anymore, so
you're over that.
I'm done. I could do the lifting stuff. I'd find that enjoyable.
Yeah.
Running, no, not for me anymore.
That's all right.
Moving on is the Quad Mingle and Cornhole Tournament, going to be going on from 3 to 6 p.m. Then baseball takes on Kalamazoo at 4, and the Lay of Flowers is at 7:30 to 9 p.m.
And Saturday the 12th, we have men's tennis versus Hope College at noon, and we also have women's tennis versus Hope College at noon. And lastly, we have club softball versus Ferris State University. That is a doubleheader. 12 and 2.
Moving on, we have the community egg hunt on that Saturday as well. That's from 1 to 3 p.m. And then our club baseball team has another doubleheader against Notre Dame University starting at 1 p.m. and then the other is at 3:15. Then our women's lacrosse game takes on Calvin University also at 1 p.m. and the men's lax takes on Kalamazoo College at 4 p.m.
And now, introducing the ATO party. See you there, folks. Bring your best dance moves. And there's a pike party, too.
I think this is the first pike party I've heard of in, like, weeks.
Yeah, well, we just had the SAE guys on. Now we're talking about ATO and pike. It's a battle. SAE, the place to be.
It really is, yeah.
I'll make up a chant for the other two, okay? I got you.
Look at you being inclusive.
Yeah, trying.
Then finally, we takes us to Sunday the 13th. We have softball versus Transylvania. It's going to be another doubleheader, 11 a.m. and then 1 p.m. Moving on, we have club baseball taking on the University of Notre Dame at noon. Club softball versus Ohio Northern is going to be at 1 p.m. at the Adrian High School, which I don't think I've ever heard of us playing at the Adrian High School.
No, I haven't either. The Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Now I'm second guessing myself.
I'm glad you know that. I went over my head.
Adrian's the home of the Maple or something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have seen that sign as I've driven into Adrian.
Wait,
Yes.
you didn't know that?
No,
this is the place where they made maple syrup. You don't know that? We go to Adrian 4 years, and you don't know that?
Don't even.
I swear, I'm not even joking. That would be really embarrassing if it was.
Gaslighting to the next.
No, they're the second. Canada's first.
Obviously. Yeah.
There you go.
That one's actually. You could
All right.
have said that. And
I'm
I would have been
sorry.
like, what?
I'm sorry.
Oh.
April, I didn't even plan that.
Wow. Look at that.
Shoot, I should have had something better. Dang it.
my
That could have got you. Funny
Yeah.
to mess with.
Keep telling yourself that. Continuing on, we do have club softball is taking on Oakland University, also at the Adrian High School. And then we have our Greek banquet, which should wrap up our Greek week.
Yep. And that also wraps up this podcast. Thank you for listening, and tune in for next week's.